सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Minnie, are you new to the class? You're muted. I can't hear you.
Yeah, actually, ma'am, I'm not new to the class. I was your student when you were taking the GK, when you were living in Delhi GK.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. All
And
right.
somehow, of course, at that time I was just 20 or 19 years old. I couldn't continue the class. And maybe about 20 years later, I found you on YouTube live.
Oh, okay.
And for the past 8 months, and now I'm on YouTube, and now I'm very regular, and now I've joined.
Okay, wonderful. Welcome back, Minnie.
Thanks,
Nice
ma'am.
to
Yeah,
have a voice from what seems like a remote past to me. That's
yeah,
good, good. So you are then familiar that this is the book we are doing and you know all of that.
yeah.
Okay. So great. So we are now studying about um uh, how desires mar every aspect of our life. Sometimes, very unfortunately, spiritual knowledge is taken as something sort of separate and different, and we must also gain spiritual knowledge. There's no also gain spiritual knowledge. This is the base of life. This is not an also ran. This is the important part. And why we think spiritual knowledge is something else, something different that we have to acquire, is we don't seem to realize that it is my support and solace in every action that I do. So therefore, this portion is talking about how reduction of desires, which seems to everybody like some very esoteric spiritual kind of thing to do, is actually the wisest way to live your life. And by wise, what we mean is whatever you want in life, you get it like that. This is it's so difficult to express this truth. So that's why we're doing each one step by step. How reduction of desires gives us success, we did. How reduction of desires gives us health. Now we are on how reduction of desires helps in our relationships, because desires mar relationships. It's very, very, very interesting when you read the Upanishad, when you read the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. It talks about you love, you're interested in your husband, not for the sake of the husband, but for the sake of the Atman, for the sake of yourself. You're interested in your wife, not for the sake of the wife, but for the sake of yourself. You're interested in animals, in the gods, in the elements, in the Brahmins, whatever you are interested in this world, it is only for the sake of the self. So, only for my welfare am I interested in you. Now, this is the nature of the human mind. Just think about it. When somebody's catering to you, how much you feel affection for that person. And when that person doesn't cater to you, how much you feel anger towards that person. Isn't it? So they say also in Hindi, na, अपने मन छू लेने वाली बात कर दी. You said something that touched my heart. What does it mean? If you are fulfilling my desire. So all that I love in this world, I love only for my sake. It's just a fact of life. In one sense, it is a negative thing. In another sense, the same thing can be a positive thing. But the way Vedanta looks upon it is a very, very positive way. It says that everyone is dear to me because of the Atman. So why is everyone dear to me because of the Atman? Because every time I have connected with anybody or anything, I have done it for the sake of infinite happiness. And the state of infinite happiness is the state of the Atman. So whoever I contact is only for the sake of the Atman. So since you're doing everything for the Atman, why don't you turn within and find it instead of keeping on hunting in the whole world? Where am I going to find it? So if you look at all these statements about relationships, which we did last time, it's how you make me feel. It's not you, it's how you make me feel. Nothing to do with you whatsoever. A husband, wife, child, parent should do this. The moment you prescribe, you are my father, so you must do this. You are my mother, so you must do this. You didn't take care of me when I was a child. How many people carry on about this? My parents didn't do this for me as a child, or whatever, something, or did it both ways. So, as a parent or a child or a whatever, uncle and whatever, you should do this. You should live by my understanding of what a parent should be. I can't live without you. When people tell us things like this, we say, oh, I feel so nice that you can't live without me. Really? I can't live without you. It must be the worst thing someone can say to you. Because now their existence is based on how you behave and whether you behave according to their desires or not. The fact of the matter is, each human being will behave according to their own desires. This is a fact. It is not possible to behave according to other people's desires. We all will behave according to our desires. So when it comes to me, I will behave according to my desires. When it comes to you, you should behave according to my desires. How is that possible? If you love me, you should listen to me. There's all this emotional blackmail. Since I love you, therefore you should do something. Arey, how does that work? I don't understand. If you love me, you do, no? No, since you love, therefore I should do what? Where's the logic of that? No, I love you so much, so therefore you must give me an ice cream. Sorry, if you love me so much, you shouldn't be giving me the ice cream. The way we look upon it, since I love you, you must do something. How can you behave like this towards me? How means if those are my vasanas, that's how I'll behave. If I'm a tiger, the tiger will behave like a tiger. If I'm a cow, I'll behave like a cow. How can you behave like this towards me means what? This is the way this person behaves. It's got nothing to do with me. It's got to do with
Their vasanas.
vasanas. What can I do if you behave like this? Some people are like creepers, they cling on. Some people are like stones, they feel nothing whatsoever. Some people are like tigers, they're growling all the time. No, it's nothing to do with me, right? That's why being with nature is such a great thing. Because you recognize the creature is behaving himself. An elephant will behave like an elephant. A tiger will behave like a tiger. A dung beetle will behave like a dung beetle. Isn't it? Will you go to the dung beetle and say, "You're so unhygienic, why are you handling dung?" That's what it does. So everything behaves according to their past. How can you behave like this towards me means you don't understand the fundamental laws of nature. They will behave like this. There are some people who are commitment phobic. Have you heard of this term, commitment phobic? They don't want to make a commitment. How can you not make a commitment to me? Right? If I'm commitment phobic, how will I make a commitment? It makes no sense. But I love you so much. Array, then you make a commitment. Why are you asking me to make a commitment? You see, it's so silly when you think about it. But when you feel and you do, it seems perfectly rational. Can you tell me another instance where something completely irrational appears very rational to you? Completely irrational. Like no basis on fact or reason, but it appears completely okay to us. Can you give me another example of when you feel like that? Tishan? Hmm? Okay, Mahesh?
Love at first sight.
Okay. Give a real one. Some people will argue yours. One where nobody's going to argue. Everybody accepts it as so. Some people say, no, no, love at first sight is the main one. Give me another. When do you experience complete irrationality as rationality?
Which things are said by religious scholars.
Okay, but everybody will not agree with you. They'll say, no, no, that is very rational.
The followers. The followers
Followers.
believe that, yeah.
Okay, fine, but that somebody may agree or not. Give me one instance that every human being will agree. And we all do this. What? I can't believe nobody can think of it. You every single day do it. When it benefits us, okay. Where complete irrationality is accepted as perfect. Happen every single day, you all accept perfect irrationality as rational, logical, normal.
I'll be alive tomorrow.
Okay, you could say that. No, but in actual experience, it's happening in
Because
front of your eyes.
Is it sunrise and sunset?
At least you see it like that. Like something absolutely ridiculous, which is impossible, but you will accept it as correct. Come on, you experience this every single day. Okay, give up. Every single day, I'm telling you, you experience it.
That we'll wake up in the morning.
Okay. That you say, okay, not completely irrational. I have been waking up for a few years, so maybe I will wake up. I have a 50% chance tomorrow. Complete irrationality. Okay, give up now. Yes, give up. Anyone has anything to offer?
Ma'am, any hint?
Complete irrationality.
Any hints?
This is the hint. Complete irrationality. It's an impossible thing. It cannot happen. But you accept it as happening.
Maybe I'm just trying that we think that we have been studying Vedanta for so long, so that therefore we cannot be wrong.
Okay, fine. But that person will not. Yes, that is an. These are giving very good examples, but something that is completely stupid. Completely. And you will take it as a given. Okay, now give up. And you do this every single day. this happens to all of us, not you. I'm saying you, but it includes me, obviously. It happens to me also, not that it happens to you alone. It happens to every human being every day. Every night we go to sleep and we dream all sorts of things. You could dream that you were in this class and you took a couple of steps and then you landed up on the throne of King Charles, and then you just flew somewhere and you were in with Donald Trump, explaining to him why war is never a good idea, and he agreed with you and he sat at your feet, he did namaste, and then you flew off somewhere else. You can know total irrationality, and it appears to be completely true. And every single day, every single one of us, accept what we know to be impossible as the truth. Is that shocking or not? Every single day, every one of us. That's how irrational we can be. That's how irrational. And I don't think anybody can deny the fact of that. So,
Sorry, I didn't get it, Janaki-ji.
in your dream state, Nilofer, all
Yeah.
impossible things of your dream, you will take to be true. Maybe you'll dream tonight
Yeah, okay.
that there is a Vedanta university. In that Vedanta university, all the students are levitating. And as they levitate, they go here and there across the world, spreading, I don't know what, asking the
Yeah.
rains to fall. Anything, any absurd thing is accepted.
Yeah, but we're not in the waking state, so that may be excused.
It's not a question of being excused or not. The fact is, every day, every one of us accept complete irrationality, impossible things as true. Right? Now, that should give us pause. Because how do you know you aren't doing it now? So, complete irrationality we can accept as the truth. And that's what happens in our relationships as well. We can accept anything or reject anything. There is no basis for this whatsoever. And that's how we can make such absurd statements as, how can you behave like this towards me? Means what? What do you mean by this statement? How can nobody behaves differently towards people. Everybody functions by their vasanas. So whenever somebody fulfills their vasanas, they are best friends. You don't fulfill the vasanas, you're not best friends. It's that simple. If you loved me, you would know how I feel. Not the nonsensical thing. You know how many people believe this? That if you love me, you would know how I feel. How would I know how you feel because I love you? Is that necessary? I worry about you. Why are you worrying about me? I will get the natural results of my karma. Whatever actions I do, that result will come to me. Since I love you, I do everything you say. This is the other stupidity. Sometimes we are superimposing on them, sometimes we are letting them superimpose on us. Since I love you, I do everything you say. Remember we spoke, I think we spoke last time, the concept of dharma patni. In the Indian tradition, it's a dharma patni. It's not just a wife. It's a wife in the eyes of dharma. That means it is bound by truth, I'm with you as long as you're aligned to truth. Only then I'm with you. If you're not aligned to truth, sorry. Tough luck to you. Don't mothers know how a baby is feeling, hungry or sleepy? Bharat. Yeah, some mothers do. It's usually given as an example that with identification you get to know. But to sort of superimpose that on humans and on adult humans and say you should know how I feel is very, very unreasonable. Yeah, all this, you get a baby, Bharat, then you will know. You will not have all these romanticized versions of it. Momita. It is romanticized even. Those who do not understand your silence will not understand your word. Tears. It's your words, I think. But okay, tears works just as well, I guess. Yes, yes, it is true that if somebody is a very highly developed soul and has all this high identification levels and all, it's possible that they will understand. However, how many highly developed souls do you know? For heaven's sake, take it easy. The rest of us are mere mortals. Chill. So, those who do not understand your silence will not understand your words or your tears, as Mamita says. There is a time in a relationship when, after you have communicated with each other sufficiently, you will get the benefits of silence in that relationship. But if you have not paid the price earlier of being able to communicate like that, you won't get the benefits of silence. So there are situations where it is possible. But if it is not happening, you cannot force it upon anyone. That is silly. That is really silly, right? And if I claim that you would know how I feel if you loved me, then how come I don't know how you feel since I claim that love? It makes no sense, no? I use a different yardstick on you and a different one on me. If I love you so much, do I not understand how you're feeling about this? So this is all crazy stuff. Basically, it is all crazy stuff. Since I love you, I do everything you say. Another crazy thing. Why should I do everything you say? Are you Lord Krishna? I will do what Gita says. I will do what Vedanta says. Why should I do what you say? Do you deserve that status in my life? And I'm giving you that status because of my, give me one word, because of my
Attachment.
dependence. Yeah. I crave your whatever. So I'm craving something from you. And therefore I'm doing this. There's no love over here. So since I love you, I do everything you say. All wrong. You will do what your guru says. You will do what the Gita says. You will do what knowledge says. You will do what good sense says. Why would you do what somebody else says? If he or she is not deserving that status. I do so much for you. Then don't do no. Who's telling you to do? I do so much for you. I do so much for you. Who told you to do? Don't do if you think like that. So these are all common statements. We think they're expressing love, but they're expressing
Dependence.
desire. Yes, dependence is also correct. Desire. They're expressing desire. None of them are expressing love. Okay. So far, so good. Yes, Gunjan.
So sometimes when we do what others says, sometimes it is also out of fear. So is that really fear, or deep down we have some sort of dependence and that's why, like, maybe we are just giving it the name of fear?
They're both the same thing. When you have dependence, you have fear of loss of that person, or you have fear of something, of that person not liking you or leaving you, or that's the fear. But why are you so frightened that this person won't like you or will leave you or something? Because we're dependent. So it's the same thing.
Let's say there's a child, okay, a kid, who do something maybe because the parents says it in a certain way. Okay, maybe just take this stream of science or commerce or whatever. So where is dependence here? It's more fear.
You mean they're taking it simply because the parent is saying it?
Yeah. I
So
mean, the
fear
kid
of
is
what? So fear of what? Think, analyze it, no? Fear of what? What is this person frightened of?
fear of maybe what if I don't follow their instructions, maybe what they will say.
No, dependence.
So why, like, where is dependence here? For which
I
thing I'm
want.
dependent here?
No, you're dependent. No, you're dependent on their good opinion. You're dependent on them saying, okay, if you don't take the course I want you to take, I won't pay for it. Whatever. It could be financial dependence, it could be emotional dependence. It has to be a dependence, otherwise, there's no question of fear. What is there to be frightened of? Mahesh, what does love say? Mahesh, you think I'm going to answer that and then you can just say those words, is it? And then we'll all say, yay, Mahesh is so loving. No,
Shortcut.
no, sorry. What love says will be dependent upon so many situations, circumstances, whether it says, whether anything needs to be said or not. You can say what kind of things attachment says. You can't say the kind of thing love says, because love can say, get lost. Love can say anything. Love is a free bird. So now, Mahesh, please don't start saying get lost to everybody and then saying, oh, that shows how deep my love is. Doesn't work like that. These bachelors, how do you teach them anything? It's difficult. Okay, so all right, so far so good.
Janki, one question. In Gunjan's question, that if sometimes we may obey others because we are incapable of making a decision of our own, then where is the desire coming there?
The desire to lean on another person. I don't want to put in the effort to think. Our desires work in various ways, no? It could be the desire to do what everyone is doing. It could be the desire to not have to put in the intellectual work to figure out what should be done. Hundreds of desires. Could be anything.
Ma'am, but in this state, you are saying that
One second, Sal, wait. Yeah, Elsie, are you fine?
I understood.
Okay. So, Mahesh, so love does not say any of the statements we just read, correct? This is why there's a problem with love. Love is capable of saying anything. For instance, when Krishna talks to Balaram, loves Krishna very much. But unfortunately, doesn't have the intellect that Krishna has. So Krishna says all sorts of things, but he's saying it with a purpose which will benefit Balaram, of course. So love may make these statements, but they are not made for the individual. It's made for the other person. So it's not easy. free soul, how do you predict what a free soul does? How is the person free? And predict it. You can say what a dependent person does, because that you can predict. But what does a free soul do? That's not predictable. Okay?
So only an Einstein can understand an Einstein, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, you figure it out as you when you are more interested in the welfare of the other person than you are interested in your own, you're beginning love. So
Okay, so it's an internal state. You can't tell by, but to recognize that it's the internal state, you need to be at the level of the person.
yeah, we don't need to recognize for other people. We should recognize for ourselves. How much am I doing because of my interest in the welfare of that person, and how much am I doing because of my interest in my welfare or my well-being or my needs? That is the difference between love and attachment.
So being unselfish is one of the
Unselfish, not generally in that thing towards the person I am currently dealing. Like many times we think we are, for instance, sometimes somebody phones somebody. Okay, some youngster phones an elderly person, an elderly aunt or an elderly uncle. And it seems to us a very good act that they remember older people and speak. But you may notice that these people do it when they are bored, when they are lonely. So it's not really about the other person. It is still about them only. So now none of their other friends were available, so they called this aunt or uncle or elderly person. So it's still about them. So this capacity for being loving is a sort of different ball game that I'm calling you. Some people call people even if they are busy. Some people call people because they have time to kill. So it's sort of, is it really about the other person or is it about me? It's sort of, it's a little tougher to understand. Unselfishness is something that we have to grow into. Initially, you're not even capable of it. But then slowly you grow. And as you grow, you begin to see more and more strands of selfishness in your unselfishness. So your discrimination about whether it is selfish or unselfish keeps on improving. Like, why am I really doing? You begin to see more. If you do more unselfish activity, you begin to see more selfishness in yourself. In fact, you'll find that the people who are more unselfish think of themselves as selfish because they see it more. Isn't it? You'll find good people saying, oh, no, I'm not so good. But bad people will say, I'm great.
Yeah, both Namdev and Tukaram used to say they were the worst people. So yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yes. Kabir also said, whichever face I saw, it was my own. Sarthak. Ma'am, you're equating even laziness or actionlessness into a desire when you say someone is just not capable of taking a decision in Gunjan's sake. Yes, laziness is as much a desire as anything else. Why would you take away laziness from desire? Everything that you do is based on a desire. So if you're doing it, there's a desire. Each act, is that fine, Sarthak?
Ma'am, desire seemed to be something like positive, and laziness is just not like it seems sort of a bit opposite of desire. I don't know.
Laziness means I want to stay in bed. Same thing it is. I want you
Ma'am,
to bring me
in
stuff.
Gunjan's example, let's say she's indecisive, and she just does what her parents says. In this, there's not really a desire at play. It's just that she's just going with the flow.
That is a desire to go with the flow. And
मैम ऐसे तो हर चीज को फिर डिजायर में ही बदल दिया जाएगा ना, हमारे हर एक्शन को डिजायर में बदल दिया जाएगा.
बदल नहीं जाएगा. It is it. How does any action come? What are you saying? Sarthak, give me the chronology of action.
Ma'am, out of need also an action can
Wait,
come.
stop. You are expecting me to answer your question.
Okay.
Then in all fairness, you have to answer my question.
Correct.
Give me the chronology of desire, of action.
In Vedanta, it comes after first desire comes, then action comes.
Give chronology. Now what? Forget Vedanta and all. Either it's true or it's false. There's no Vedanta says this, Vedanta says that.
So first thought will come and then action will come.
Vasana, thought, desire, action. Either this is a true chronology or it's a false chronology. So according to you, is this a true chronology?
One of the cases, it can be one of the cases, but I think there should be more cases.
All right, give an example of another case.
Suppose I am hungry. There's a need in the body. It's not a vasana, so to say. There's a need and I complete it.
Right.
Complete
so
that.
What is the difference between a need and a vasana?
Vasana, we define vasana as an unmanifested desire.
Correct. Then?
And desire, we define desire as a lacuna of something.
Right. What is a need?
A lacuna, basically, but here it's a physical need. When we talk about desire, isn't that in our subconscious or in our mental space?
You mean anything the body, any needs of the body don't come under desire? Anything the body wants, if I want to have a sip of water, is that not desire? I want it, right? Does my body want something independent of my mind?
Okay, you are correct there. Independent of my mind. Ma'am, let's say I don't want to drink water, let's say, but if there's thirst in my throat, then I will naturally tend to that thirst, right?
But how will you if you don't want to drink water, what does it mean there's thirst? What does the word thirst mean?
The chemical reaction which which the brain and the throat give you, and they make you feel thirsty, that you have to tend to the dryness in your throat.
Okay, fine. So now if you're asleep, will this brain and chemical and all do this to you?
No.
Then has to have the mind, no?
Correct.
So now come back. Vasana, thought, desire, action is the chronology for action in all cases.
Okay.
If so, laziness is also a thing. That is simple in Vedanta, na? Once you accept the principle, everything else is merely an example. So simple Vedanta is best subject in the world. There's no
I don't know. Whenever the word desire comes to mind, it's like it's sort of reacts in my mind with something to do, and here in laziness, it's to do nothing. Pade raho ek jagah. So that's why I don't know. I was getting a bit confused, so to say.
So you have to get away from this conditioning that you are defining desire in your own way, and then pushing it into the philosophy. The philosophy has just defined desire, which you know. You define.
मैम मैं उसको wrongly कैसे सोच रहा हूँ, वो एक मिनट थोड़ा सा. Here I am saying that laziness is not basically doing something. So desire में to do or to not do is not the point. The point is
wait. Just go slowly, no, don't hurry. To not do, isn't that a desire? When I don't like Karela, I don't eat it. Is this not desire?
Ma'am, I would consider it not a desire, like, because I don't want. Here it comes like don't want.
Sarthak, step by step.
Okay.
Your concept that if you don't want to do, it is not a desire. Then all dislikes are not desire. They are coming from some other source. Go step by step. I think, don't do. Now you're learning to rethink. Every
Yes, ma'am. I wouldn't consider them in desires, in the category of desires, where I don't want something.
then dislikes come from some other source.
From other source. ये question, ma'am, I don't understand the chronology of this question in this
Then you
particular
think about
conversation.
it. Now. Think about it. So if everything I dislike is not a desire, that means all dislikes are coming from some other chronology other than Vasna, thought, desire, action. So you have
Correct.
a dislike without a thought. Is that a
Dislike.
possibility?
Ma'am, but वो action में convert नहीं हुआ ना. It's a thought.
Is there a possibility that you have a dislike without a thought?
No.
Right. So if you have a thought, that means Vasna to hai hi.
Correct.
So Vasna, thought, desire.
मैम अनमैनिफेस्टेड डिजायर, एक मिनट, आपने बोला कि थॉट है तो वासना है ही, ये कैसे मतलब आपने बोला?
If there's a thought, there has to be a Vasna. We already did the chronology, no?
That was in the category of desire.
Hello. Chronology stays the same. You please do some. You can't suddenly shift it. Either this chronology is true or it is false. Now you think about whether it is true. Think of examples where you find it is not true. Think of examples where you find it is true. But in your head, establish whether it is true or false. Don't say
your
Vedanta says or
example,
Vedanta doesn't say.
let's catch your example. I don't want to eat Karela. So here I don't want this. There's a thought in the mind, definitely. It came up when I saw the Karela, basically. But if here, where's the vasana for Karela or not eating Karela?
Do all thoughts require a Vasana?
Do all thoughts require a vasana? This is where I don't I'll freeze, I guess, a bit, because we define vasana as an unmanifested desire.
Correct.
The premise of my question was that desire is something positive, which is to do something. Then I said, you said no, even to not want something also comes under a desire. Then we went back and we said, is there a thought linked to not wanting something? Then I said yes. Then you said, is there a vasana related to that thought? Which is where I freeze up and I'll say no, probably no.
So you are suggesting that a thought can come without a Vasana.
Yes, I saw something. I saw something in front of
Step by
me.
step, don't run here and there. A thought can come without a Vasana. So, what under chalo. Under what condition you say that a thought comes without a Vasana? You saw something and therefore you thought it. That's your condition, right?
Correct, correct.
Now, if you don't have a Vasana for something, will you see it? Suppose there is art in a room which you enter, but you have no Vasana for art. Will you see that art?
Yes, if I'm present in that room, I'll see it.
Then how does it happen that when people enter the same room, they see different things?
It depends on where their mind is.
Okay, so their mind will be where their...
Ma'am, it could be just attention. It's
Their
simple
mind will
attention.
be where their...
ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है मैम, वासना जरूरी नहीं है वहां हो.
You can't just slip out like that. Your mind can only go in the realm of your desires. Where else will its mind go? Where is the power for the mind to go anywhere other than the desires it functions within?
Ma'am, we always go to places where which are undesirable, which we don't want to go, but there also we are present.
When you're present there, think about what is present. Okay, your mother wanted you to go to somebody's wedding. You find going to weddings very boring.
Good example, yes.
And you went to the wedding.
Okay.
Why did you go to the wedding?
Out of obligation to my mother.
Right, so that's a desire. I want to listen to my mother.
Here,
Anyway, why
You're
are you
saying
going to different things? You just focus on one thing.
you're saying each thought is linked to a vasana.
Absolutely. All thoughts come from vasanas. That's what you have learned. And you have given us no reason to believe otherwise. You don't have to believe it because you're told, but you've given us no reason to believe otherwise. If it be true that all thoughts are not linked to vasanas, then it should happen that everybody entering the room should hear this, should see the same thing. Everybody attending this class should have the same reactions, listen to the same thing, and have the same reactions. The reason we all have different reactions to exactly the same stimuli is because we have different desires. Each action, even the so-called unselfish acts, are done because they make you happy. So each action is done for ourselves, not out of love. Correct. Yes, correct. Is this a good example of inaction coming from a desire? Not feeding a child chocolates, though he's crying for it. Example of inaction coming from a desire. Yes, yes, this is an example. But even like this Karela on the table and I don't eat it, that is also coming from desire. I don't wish to eat it. Or rather, to put it in the language, it should be, I wish not to eat it. In English, we would say, I don't wish to eat it, but philosophically, it will be, I wish not to eat it.
Ma'am, can we equate vasana to the word lacuna?
Yes.
So when I don't want to eat a Karela, that thought is also coming out of a lacuna?
Yes.
Ma'am, but that doesn't make sense, to be honest.
Okay, but if you let me speak, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The reason it's coming from a lacuna is because of your belief that eating an X thing, whatever, will fulfill you, and eating a Y thing will not fulfill you. So when the question of fulfillment comes, the lacuna is there.
I see. Fulfillment. I see. Whether it's physical, mental, it doesn't matter.
Janki-ji, isn't inaction also choice of action?
That's right.
Wow. Inaction.
Prashant, a thought is equal to Atman plus free will plus Vasana. If Vasana in particular thing is zero, then isn't the direction coming from free will? Prashant, as it is, there is confusion here. Let us not bring in free will. This we will discuss tomorrow, because all the confusion we want to create around free will, let us restrict it to Saturday mornings. Then, Bharat, you are the epitome of patience. Thank you, Bharat. All right.
Ma'am, what about a realized being then? What about a realized being? If they are eating something, then that is also out of desire?
What shall I say to that? If you're talking from the third plane of consciousness, the answer is yes. If you're talking from the fourth plane of consciousness, then they are not eating anything. So let's not complicate an already complicated thing. Let us first understand base concepts, and then we will go to other things. Right. So now let us continue. Mahesh, where were we? We believe that love is a preference for someone or some people over others. Whenever we think of love, we are always thinking in terms of, I love this person and not that person. This could not be further from the truth. But that's a wrong understanding of love. When we get overly attached to someone, the relationship ceases to be fulfilling. I don't know if we can ever tell people this. If you are in a relationship that is not fulfilling, It is because of over-attachment. Can we ever tell anybody? Nobody in the world will believe. They will say, no, it's not fulfilling because see how that person is behaving. Sarthak, the conversation helped with clearing the base concepts. Thank you. Most welcome, Sarthak. I hope that happened with others also, in case you all had any difficulties there. So we get overly attached to someone, the relationship ceases to be fulfilling. So again, my relationship is not fulfilling because I am over-attached. Nothing to do with the other person. Like, who will believe this statement? Nobody will believe it. We cannot enjoy it as we always worry about it. Like parents over their children. Further, the person we are attached to feels suffocated and develops a revulsion for us. This is very, very briefly done in this book because in the next book, which is on relationships itself, the whole chapter on this paragraph. So here it is just in one sentence. So when we are overly attached, the relationship simply cannot be fulfilling. Then as we take this further, why? Because one of the most easy ways is how much you worry about everything. If you have a glass in your house, which you're very fond of, how much you worry about it? People buy objects, suppose you buy a Hermes bag, which you have been wanting, maybe limited edition. You buy. Can you even use that bag? Some people keep it wrapped in the plastic only. They may even take it to a party wrapped in plastic in case somebody will spoil my bag. Try buying something you really, really like and then using it. The heart breaks trying to use that thing. So you can't enjoy it because there's always a worry associated with it. When you drive the car out of the showroom first day. What enjoyment? If you see any other car coming near you, you're terrified. That's why parents with their first child, they never enjoy the first child because they spend all the time being terrified only. What will happen? What will happen? Nothing will happen. And generations and generations of children have been born. Just chill. So you can't enjoy it when you get attached. Even when you start a new relationship, I started dating. You're worried about this person. What will he say? What will he not? So much. Then what happens is, further, the person we are attached to feels suffocated and develops a revulsion for us. When we get attached to somebody, people don't like it because it is against the law of nature. If you look at it yourself, you don't like anyone attached to you. Let your friend call you 4 times a day and see what happens. You get fed up with people who are attached to you. Haven't you noticed that sometimes there is a person? Good person, as people go, nothing wrong with that person. But you just say very unappealing. Haven't you seen that yourself? Now, why is that person unappealing to you when you don't have anything against the person? Thoda chipkugiri that person does. Have you not noticed this? And so you say, chodo yaar. I don't know how to say. Joyce, how do I translate chipkugiri? Chipku means somebody is, I don't know how. I'm sticking to you, Clingy, yes, okay. A clingy, needy kind of person. Yeah, leave me alone. So, oh, my happiness depends upon you. Please find yourself something to do. Don't waste my time. You tend to reject people. Even you see children reject people who are attached to them. A child is running, you go grab the child and say, I love you so much, and you hug the child. What does the child do? Yeah, it's good. Have you seen that? It's a law. You can't change it. I can't change it. Please get it. When there is attachment, the other person will be repulsed. Get it? Just like your most natural reaction to people attached to you is repulsion. You go away. Even if you like the person, you go away. That's the interesting thing. Yes, Bharat?
So if both people are attached, they repulse each other. Is it?
Yes. Both are doing this nonsense with a headache it is. Because they'll be fighting. There's some husbands and wives, they beat each other with chappals. Yeah, really, I'm not joking. Both are attached. One is attached means terrible. Both are attached means, hey, Bhagwan, what do you do now? So it's a
Uh,
very interesting thing.
so just struggling with this line when attachment forms, the relationship ceases to be fulfilling. Aren't we already coming with seeds of attachment? So how does it, this transition of being fulfilled in the beginning turn into attachment or non-fulfillment later?
No, nowhere do they feel, at no time do you feel fulfilled. In the beginning, oh, I can't meet you. I can't spend 24 hours with you. I'm missing you so much. Are you feeling fulfilled when you're saying I'm missing you so much? From beginning to the end, the whole thing is misery. But you know that it's a horrible thing that there is this example given in the scriptures. There is a tree. It's a very flimsy tree. And that flimsy tree has a very flimsy branch. A man has somehow climbed onto that branch. Next to him is a beehive, and all the bees are going zzz, 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 they're going. So he wants to get away from it. But below that branch, directly below, is the river, and an alligator is looking up at him. Okay, if this person falls, I'll have a good meal. So he's trying to go on land, but when he tries to go to the other side, there's a tiger waiting for him to come down. So on one side is the beehive, directly below is the water with the alligator, and on towards the land is the tiger waiting for him to come. At that point, from that honeycomb, a few drops of honey fall, and he sticks out his tongue to grab those drops of honey. That is their description of our lives. It's a horrible thing. That's the description. That's how it is. So, are we being fulfilled? No. Is there danger everywhere? Yes. But 2 drops of honey are falling. I need to get that. That's how they describe it. So, Bharat, there is no fulfillment. There is only some slight tingling of your senses, and all the problems are still there. So, right from the beginning, there isn't. Prashant L. Wow. Prashant, first time you've come to class? I don't think I've seen you before.
I've been attending like 3 to 4 classes. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, okay.
I always follow your classes.
Oh, all right. So you're familiar. I didn't do much because I didn't realize. You're familiar. We're doing this book and all that.
Yep. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So why does the mind feel worry for no reason? Is it because of prarabdha karma? If so, how to burn the bad karma coming from past lives? Why does the mind feel worry for no reason? Is because the mind recognizes that if X, Y, or Z, whatever that thing is, goes away, its capacity for enjoyment is gone, or capacity for happiness is gone. When you are relating to something that you are dependent upon, if that thing goes away, there's no way you're going to be happy. You will be filled with anxiety and worries and all of that because it's totally dependent. So, why does the mind worry for no reason? Because the only way it knows to get happiness is from that object. If that object is not there, it cannot be happy. So, it will get into all sorts of fears about it. But it has to do with prarabdha karma only in the sense that this kind of dependence on attachment, that vritti of attachment is created over janmas. We've created that vasana. No? So, but it's not important for us today. What is important for us today is to analyze whether or not it is true that my life will collapse if this object or being goes away.
Thank you so much.
Momita, is it true that if one is not happy in solitude, one cannot be happy in a partnership? It's true and false. The happier, it would be better probably to say, the happier one is in solitude, the happier one would be in a relationship. But if you take a person incapable of being happy in solitude and you push him into solitude, he'd be more miserable. So you can't take this. So the more, what it's trying to say is the more independent you are, the more you'll be able to enjoy that. But the more dependent you are, the more you will find it difficult to enjoy. Okay. All right, so that's it for today. Hariom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Janki ji. Thank you.